I talked about this morning, and I was so blown away by the response that I thought I would jump on here and I would tell you this story. It's very personal. I think I might need some Kleenex. So today in the United States is Mother's Day, and it feels really different, very, very emotional, because it is the last Mother's Day that I'm going to be spending in this house. I know. I've spent 24 years in this house. My husband and I raised our family here. I've spent almost half my life in this house. And last weekend, after almost 2 years of thinking about it and debating it and wondering if we should do it and going back and forth, my husband and I decided that we would put the house on the market. One of our daughters has graduated from college and she has launched her life. Our other daughter is entering her senior year of college out in Los Angeles, and she's going to stay out in Los Angeles for a couple of years to pursue her music career. And our son is going to high school in Vermont, and I had been just like holding on to this house. And so we finally decided that we would put it on the market last weekend, because I'm basically the only one that's here. My husband and our son and our pets are up in Vermont. I've been working here because we've been under construction. And so we put our house on the market, and guys, it was gone within 48 hours, completely gone, like just sold, no turning back. The offers were so wonderful that that was it. And so, it's been really emotional. I've never packed up a family home. Have you? I think about the fact that my parents still live in the house that my brother and I grew up in Western Michigan. And my mom always jokes that, you're going to have to pull me out of here with a crane. I'm going to die here. And that's exactly what my grandparents did. See, my mom grew up on a farm in upstate New York, and my grandparents died in the house that my mother was raised in. In fact, my grandfather was born in the house that they raised all 5 kids in. And so I've actually never been through this before. And so I know I talk a lot about, starting new chapters, but holy shit, is this emotional. And I honestly, as much as I can navigate the ups and downs of life, I was not expecting the waves of emotion that I've been feeling. I think that for 24 years, we've loved this house as much as you can love a thing. And when Chris and I bought it in 1997, the property was totally overgrown. We didn't have any kids yet. The house had been empty for years. And let's see, I think I have a photo of it. Hold on, I'm gonna get you a photo. It had been empty for years. We actually bought it from the estate. And you know how they always say you should try to find the best house you can in the best neighborhood. And if that means the cheapest house that you can afford, which for us, like this was literally the least expensive house that we could find in this really great town. And so when we first bought it, it was, the paint was chipping. You can't quite see in this window, but a ton of the windows are broken because the only thing that was in this house were raccoons. And, here we are. We are so young. Oh my God. This was after about a year of us working on it. You can see the garden beds coming in. We had moved this couch out onto the front porch because we had no furniture. And we were cooking on a Coleman, I don't know if you can see it here, but we had a Coleman 2-burner camping stove on the front porch. Our neighbors thought we were crazy because we couldn't afford to do much to the house, and we had to rip out the kitchen and all the lead paint. So we basically kind of camped in and out. So this was a photo that was taken in 1998. And it took us a while because windows were broken, there was lead paint inside, the septic system failed the inspection, but to us it was love at first sight. We knew we wanted to raise our family there, and we did. And there are just so many memories here. Chris and I and our parents, my God, we painted every room. We nailed so many nails. We assembled cribs. We disassembled cribs. We, over the years, were able, as we got more successful, to be able to add on a little bit. So many memories. Woo! So much love. And yet, it is time to move on. It's time to figure out what comes next. And, you know, have you ever noticed when you're struggling with a decision, your heart often knows the right decision before your mind is ready to accept it? Can you relate to that? That when you're struggling to make a big decision, your heart knows. Your heart knows before your mind is ready to accept it. And even though we have accepted an offer, we've signed the PNS, we have a closing date, we know we're going to be in this house, until sort of the beginning of August. So we have plenty of time to enjoy it, plenty of time to say goodbye, do all that stuff, pack it up. Wow, my mind is like, did we really just do this? It's like in denial that this is happening. And I know that this is the right thing. And I know it's been the right thing for a while, actually. And here's another thing I know. I know from experience that it hurts a hell of a lot more to hold on to something that's no longer meant to you than the pain of letting it go. And I'm going to say that again. That I know based on experience that it hurts way more to grip tightly to something or someone or some chapter of your life that's no longer meant for you. Yes, it's painful to let go, but not as painful as gripping tightly to something that you have outgrown. And even though I know that, this is still hard. And so when things are hard, or when I feel uncertain about some big decision, or when I am having trouble kind of navigating the up and down waves of stepping into something that is brand new and uncertain, I always reach out to people. Like, I don't like to go through change alone. Why on earth, everybody, we would want to change on our own is beyond me. There are so many people that have gone through this, that have sold a family home, packed up a family home, whatever change it is that you are struggling to make or that you are longing to make. Because I have been longing for a new chapter. I have felt stuck out here in suburbia. I have felt isolated. I have felt like I need to shake things up and do something really different, that there needs to be a new path of purpose for me as our kids are on their paths of purpose. But I've been struggling with it. And so I've been reaching out for help. I'm surprised by how much I've struggled now that we have sold the house and how emotional I've been. And it's so important that you understand that you don't have to change alone. If you're struggling, reach out for help. Get guidance and support. Don't do it on your own. Yeah, you can, but it is so much scarier and harder when you isolate. And so I've been reaching out a lot this past week. So I called my mom and I was crying the other day and crying and oh my God, is this the right decision? I know it's like, I'm just going on. And she listened and she paused and then she said, Mel, the fact that you're so kind of sad and grieving and processing this and you have so many beautiful memories is a good thing, because it just means you loved that chapter of your life. And so did your kids. They had an incredible childhood growing up in this house. And it's true. It's true. And that kind of made me laugh and say, you're right, Mom, you're right. And then she said, and when you're done crying, you need to pull up your big girl panties and frickin' go launch that next chapter, because that's going to be filled with memories too. Remember how you had no idea whether or not you were going to like living in that house when you bought it? I remember how you cried after you bought it, that you were in over your head. And think of all the wonderful memories that you created in those 24 years. And now you're sitting here crying like crazy and you're wondering if this was the right decision or this next chapter is going to be a good one. Would you frickin' just pull up your big girl panties? You are going to create new memories. And so she's right. And so I then, heard from my friend Agnes, and Agnes is the mom of one of my daughter's best friends from college. And right before their graduation last year, they sold the family home. And when I saw her at college graduation for our daughters, I mean, she had just moved out into a house down the street that was a rental. She was seeing the new family in it. Everybody was discombobulated. And so I knew that Agnes would have incredible guidance. And so I reached out to her, and I'm going to tell you what she told me, and it's really good. You ready? She said, first of all, it's just a house. It's walls. It's concrete. The home you built continues to live in your heart and mind. That is true about all your memories, everybody. We tend to attach those good feelings to a person or to a job or to a place when really your memories go with you. There's a reason why 30% of people have a tendency that's on the hoarding spectrum, believe it or not. It's because we attach meaning to things, and then we hold on to the things very, very tightly, when really the meaning and the memories are all here and in here with you. You take those with you wherever you go. And as long as you grip tightly to something that's no longer meant for you, or you grip tightly to a place or a person or whatever that you have either outgrown or, that's not going to be a part of this next chapter, you're going to be in a lot of hurt because you're going to continue to live in that old chapter instead of opening the door to the rest of your life. Did you hear what I just said? Opening the door to the rest of your life. She then said, allow yourself to go through the mourning process. And that's what this up and down is. She said, have a huge goodbye party with old friends and family, which we are doing near the end of June. She said, let every single kid react how they're going to react. She said, because they will react very differently. Let them. And then she said, use lots of IKEA bags. Remember those big blue bags from IKEA? She's like, those things are cheap and they're awesome. And then she said, most importantly, keep focusing and envisioning this bright new chapter and anticipate all of the incredible memories that are coming in the rest of your life. That by opening the door to something new, as scary and as emotional as it is, that you are creating brand new memories, a very bright future. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not only envisioning a new chapter, I'm doing the step-by-step every day to create it. Now, does that mean that every day is a good day? No. Does that mean I'm completely certain that spending time between Vermont and downtown Boston is going to make me happy? I don't know. But I do know that there's a lot of possibility that has been closed off to me because I have refused to let go. I have gripped tightly to the chapter where all of our children were home and where life was a little bit different. And if I want to open the door to the rest of my life, to all those new memories that I want to create, that the stuff that I want to feel and experience in my life, I have got to let go of where I am. And I've got to turn toward the unknown. I've got to look into my heart and I've got to say, what do I actually want? And I'm not going to lie to you. There are days that I wake up in the place that we've been renovating in southern Vermont, and I literally, my heart sinks because I think, is this the right decision? Is this where I'm going to be happy? Is this something that was smart to do right now? And then I take a deep breath and I remind myself that every single day when I'm waking up and taking a tiny step forward, I am creating the rest of my life. I am making room for new memories. Now, the unknown is still scary. I really hope that I'm very happy where we are living and with the new office that we're getting. And here's the other thing. If I'm not, after I give it time, you can change things. That's the thing. That's the coolest thing about life. You can change it. This is what I'm telling myself. And it really helps me to also say it's not going to happen overnight. Just like when in 1997, Chris and I bought this house with its Amityville horror, broken windows and raccoons inside. We had no kids. We had no idea what we were doing. We just knew that this was a great suburb. We didn't know anybody in the town. We didn't know anything. We didn't know anybody our age that was anywhere near us. We didn't know anybody other than Chris's cousins that lived on the other side of this town. We had never renovated a house. We just knew that there was something about this beaten up, abandoned old house that called to us. And we stepped toward it and into the rest of our lives. We did not know that we would stay here for 24 years. We did not know how happy we would be. We would not know all the struggles that we would have in this house and all the bad memories that would be here too. But we took a leap of faith. And that's what I'm doing right now. Just like I was 30 years old. No, 29 years old right here. 29 years old. No idea what I'm doing. I just knew I needed a change. We had moved from New York City. We knew we wanted to renovate a house at some point, and we just took a leap of faith. And that's what I'm doing right now. And the final thing that she said, after telling me that IKEA bags are awesome, is she said, Mel, it was really helpful to try to truly envision yourself happy in a bright new chapter. It's really important for you to realize where you are right now. 2, 3, 4 years from now, things are going to look very different. And you're preparing for that. You're laying the path toward that. And so when you finally have the courage to let go to what you know in your heart, but maybe you're not ready to accept is no longer meant for you, you are opening the door to the rest of your life. You're creating a brand new container for all these new memories to become flooding in. And all these new amazing people and relationships. And I know for one, that this next chapter of my life, it's going to have a lot more fun. I'm going to spend a lot more time with friends. I am going to really focus on enjoying myself and allowing myself to be happy. Because the last few years, whether it was the pandemic or the stress of running a business through it all, or various mental health crises that our family members, myself included, my husband struggled with depression, our kids are still kind of reverberating with anxiety. It's been a grind. And I know I want to open the door to the rest of my life and this next chapter and create space to be happier and have more ease and more joy and be intentional about it. You know, I want to see my friends more, and I haven't been making time for it. And so that is what I'm going to create. And, you know, I want to invite you to envision a brand new future too. I want to invite you to let go of that thing that you've been gripping so tightly. I want to invite you to listen to what your heart is pulling you to do. I want you to find the courage to open the door to something new. So that's all I got. I can hear the kids rumbling around in the kitchen. They're preparing an awesome Mother's Day dinner. And it's going to be my last in this beautiful house that we have raised our kids in for 24 years. And so, you know, celebrate people, not things, right? And so wherever you are, I hope you go today and you celebrate with the people that you love. And if you are called to want to open the door to the rest of your life with me, celebrating people also means celebrating you. So let me be a part of the group that is celebrating you as you let go of what you've been gripping tightly to, and you open the door to the rest of your life. All right. I love you. I believe in you. And I will see you. Hey, it's Mel. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed that video, by God, please subscribe because I don't want you to miss a thing. Thank you so much for being here. We've got so much amazing stuff coming. Thank you so much for sending this stuff to your friends and your family. I love you. We create these videos for you. So make sure you subscribe. Mwah.